I do think he is one of the most entertaining fighters in the UFC. He comes out and he tries to absolutely take your head off, swinging overhands, left hooks. And that's all anyone's ever tried to do against me and knock me out, and no one's ever knocked me out. And Michael Chandler's not going to be the first person to. Again, just like last time, I think I want to keep him on the end of my range. I want to kick him, frustrate him. And I do think I could land a knockout blow as he steps in, like a punch, a kick, a knee, an elbow, anything as he steps in and brings all his weight forward and leans into a shot. I think I could knock him out. I also think I could TKO him with leg kicks.
I believe he will know right away within the first exchange he's not stepping into the octagon with Bobby Green, with Tony Ferguson, with some of these guys that he has fought. It's just a different level, and I still believe where I'm at, it's a bad matchup stylistically for him, and the Paddy train stops in Miami. He's great dude, and but I plan on landing some big punches and finishing him early.
On April 12th, we'll witness one of the most stylistically entertaining matchups at 155. The most entertaining lightweight, according to himself, will test the young up-and-comer Paddy Pimblett, who has promised to brutally finish Chandler on the feet, aiming for a title fight. Meanwhile, the American is confident that he'll put an end to this hype train once and for all. Both men promise a head-on collision and fireworks in that cage. So let's find out if Scousers actually get knocked out or not. But before we start, I ask you to subscribe to our channel if you don't want Tony to return to the UFC to face the winner of this fight. Let's go.
Yes, Mike. Thank you very much for that. I couldn't do what you done and got him out of there, though. Hey, couldn't do what you done. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that.
What do these guys have in common, other than seeming to be overrated having Dana White privilege? Both men have danced on the bones of a sports legend, and Tony's spirit is so damn tough that the boogeyman had his glimpses of success in each of those scraps. Tony nearly sent Mike to another dimension with his last decent combo in his career, while Paddy got pretty damn gassed, beating up the old man in the third round. The hyena lacked the killer instinct to finish off the exhausted Brit. Don't get me wrong, Michael and Paddy fought entirely different versions of Tony, and it's likely that the boogeyman from the Chandler fight would have sent Paddy Black to the prelims, but we'll never know. This fight is all about styles. Michael Chandler might be one of the most jacked and explosive dudes in the company, even at his age. But let's be real, he's also a top-tier member of the Low Fight IQ Hall of Fame, alongside Turner and King Green.
And now he's locked into the cage for 25 minutes against one of the most ferocious guys in the lightweight division. I can fight 50 minutes, let alone 25 minutes. I just fought Charles Oliveira, one of the greatest to ever do it, for 25 minutes at Madison Square Garden.
Okay. Chandler is so wild that he somehow managed to lose to a striker by sub, a jiu-jitsu guy by KO, and still became the first dude to go the distance with the best finisher in the world.
God bless. I'll see you at the top.
And Paddy, he's basically the lightweight division's Shara Bullet, just with a bit more MMA experience and a slightly more balanced skill set.
No.
In the red corner, we're having the 38-year-old stalker who is still begging for that red panties night after years of wait, Michael Hachi Chandler. Mike's hammers have aged like fine wine, but his fight IQ and wrestling skills have declined with each absorbed strike. Not long ago, Mike was ragdolling all the lightweights in the UFC, but in his last bout, he was dominated in all aspects of the game, including wrestling. In defense of Iron, we can mention his layoff. And yet Chandler will turn 39 in April, but this didn't stop Mike from surviving all 25 minutes against Oliveira, and even winning the 5th round on the cards of all 3 judges.
This is #1 bullshit.
Chandler still possesses ferocious power in his hooks and overhands. He closes the distance very fast and has solid grappling defense, and his last fight proved he's still very dangerous. Some say Chandler doesn't care about wins or losses as long as he puts on a show, but that's not the case. Besides being on the list of fighters with the lowest fight IQ, Mike also ranks among the dirtiest fighters. Let's listen to the man who suffered mostly from Chandler's skills, his main hater, Dustin Poirier.
When Michael was here earlier, he did say he kind of apologized getting the fingers, said it was unintentional, what have you.
It was definitely intentional.
I say, what have you. He mentioned, though, with the snot in the nose, like, that was just gravity, and he needed to breathe, and it's just like, sorry about that, man. That's just gravity.
It's just fighting, you know?
Yeah.
It's just fighting. And I told him he's a dirty motherfucker, too. For putting his fingers in my mouth and blowing his nose, and, you know, it's all good.
God bless. I'll see you at the top.
The Diamond is far from the only athlete who suffered from the former challenger's tricks. But let's move on to his opponent, who also calls the American a dirty fighter.
I did watch that fight the other day, though. He does hammer fist about 12 times on the back of the head. Just like that. And he knows what he's doing. Yeah. But it's one of them, like the ref. If I was in that position, I'm Charles, I'm saying, ref. Right. You know what I mean? Right. What are you doing here? Like, that was some bad refereeing right there.
Some call Johnny Depp a master of transformations. Others refer to the Jackal. But for me personally, the baddie is just as remarkable as these individuals. The Briton recently turned 30, and his body will probably give up sooner or later. But let's talk about his skills. Paddy Pimblett's main asset is his grappling. It's the only area where Scouser can be considered elite. Paddy doesn't possess elite striking or crazy knockout power, but he has solid knees, a check hook, and a durable chin. I'd particularly emphasize the latter. When it comes to Pimblett's weaknesses, first off, his stand-up defense is questionable. He's known for enjoying taking shots to the head, not the best game plan to fight Chandler. His offensive wrestling isn't much better, having only a 25% takedown success in the UFC, especially considering opponents he's faced. Just think about it. He managed to land a single takedown on Ferguson.
He's the best ever, and he's the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world. And he's the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world.
I'm still extremely hungry. I had a great training camp last camp. I was extremely confident, so I plan on doing that again the next 8 weeks against Paddy Pimblett, and showing up April 12th in Miami, knocking his block off, doing a couple backflips, ripping off a promo, and I'm going to remind the UFC world, the UFC fans, why I deserve to be in the top discussion.
Michael Chandler is the type of guy who would wax philosophical on his podcast, discussing styles, psychology, and a bunch of other topics, only to come out swinging at Paddy Pimblett like a bat out of hell as soon as the first bell rings.
Is he fucking awesome?
There is no such thing as a game plan in Chandler's head once the cage closes, so we'll talk mostly about Paddy.
In terms of the stylistic challenge in front of you, a lot of people feel like you have a lot of grappling advantages in this matchup, a speed advantage, maybe even an athleticism advantage. Seems like you've added some muscle mass. What do you make of this ball of muscle, Michael Chandler?
I also think I could TKO him with leg kicks, but I don't think he's going to try and take me down.
Yeah.
He knows I'll submit him.
Yeah.
Before the fight with Charles, I'd advise the Brit to survive the first 1.5 to 2 rounds, work the jab, and throw body kicks to slow Chandler down. We've also seen Mike's lead leg get beaten up before not even once, but recently we saw a new mystical fighter, fresh and smiling Chandler in 5th. MMA math doesn't work at all, but I doubt that Chandler gasses faster than Paddy himself, especially considering the fact Paddy needs this fight on the ground, not Mike. Is Paddy a better wrestler than Charles?
No way.
Maybe he's better at scrambles?
We have to check that moment.
Is Paddy's ground and pound more deadly?
Why not? Because...
Okay. Again, styles make fights, and if there's one thing the Brit has over Oliveira, it's his chin. But I don't think Paddy should stand and bang with Mike for too long unless he wants to visit the place where time doesn't exist. The age difference between the athletes is almost 10 years, and it is not 19 and 29. But the fact is that Chandler is still good. Or rather, is still good for Paddy. Mike's former opponent, Charles Oliveira, gave his prediction for this fight. In the first 2 rounds, Chandler has a chance to knock Paddy out. But if the fight goes into the third, it will be difficult for him. Paddy is younger, but experience plays a significant role. I think Chandler might underestimate Paddy and rush in from the start, possibly even getting caught or missing a takedown, but managing to get back up. Chandler will be faster on the feet, and the question is whether Paddy can take his shots, considering we've seen Mike hit like a truck even in the 5th round. Pimblett will likely struggle to handle Mike's pressure and might break under it if he can't keep Chandler on the ground. I think stylistically this is a bad fight for Paddy. He would be better matched with Dariush, Gamrot, or Hooker. My final prediction: Chandler by KO or TKO in the first 3 rounds if he doesn't do something Bobby Green decided to.
Good luck with that. Good luck with that.